Hi, I'm Raz. I play a level 3 skiller and I'm trying to make the most well-rounded account I can. That means skilling, pet hunting, the collection log, and also PVM. My goals for this series are to get 1000 log slots and the hard combat achievement hilt while staying at level 3. I'm also going to be doing every quest I can, doing every achievement diary step I can. I'm making my dream account. Let's get started. I've been chipping away at Volcanic Mine, which is not a very safe skiller activity. Mining is one of the last skills I need in order to max, and the only log slot I'm missing from it is the Ash-covered tome. So basically, we're gonna run over here, put the cap on, mine the cap, and then leave. And that gets us 100 points. Yay! We need 40,000. And that wouldn't be too bad, except you do a lot of dying here.
Completed.
So I've been here for 10,000 points, which is 3 times longer than I thought I'd stay here. And yeah, I think that's going to be enough for today. It's a brand new day, and today is update day, so we have to do our quality assurance testing and fill out a bug report. Classic Jagex. Now we can get started. I start every day with a few hours of Slayer and a few hours of catching Marlins. Marlins are the best money-making method on a level 3 skiller, especially when you do it on 4 accounts at once. Occasionally other people hop on my boat for AFK fishing XP, so I get some extra fish. Once I decide that I've made enough money, it's time to get started on the rest of my day. Today I'm going to be hunting music tracks, which has recently become an obsession of mine. I currently have 540, and after today I'll be close to the top for most tracks of any skiller. For this, I'm going to be doing Dragon Slayer, or at least right up until the end. This is a massive undertaking for a level 3 skiller because of Melvar's Maze, where I'll have to face a gauntlet of enemies. But the rewards are massive. The biggest unlock is Crandor, which hosts a ton of clue steps on it. I love clues, and this will be incredible for future grinds. And if that's not enough, we're also going to get 4 new music tracks. But yeah, this is going to be tough, is what I would say if I didn't have an army of alts to carry me through. So the rat is pretty easy. I hit him with poison dynamite and recoiled him. The ghost was also pretty easy. I hit it for a 1 and then venged it the rest of the way. I hit a 1 on the skeletons, so they also got venged. Somehow I didn't get any footage of the zombies, so here's my bunny. Melzar was the first one that was a bit of a challenge. I hit him, but it turns out he was immune to venom. I didn't have many Guthix rests on me, so I had to tank him on one of the alts while the other 2 cast Venge other. This took about 10 minutes. Now I'm finally at the Lesser Demon with only 2 poison dynamite left. I cast Vulnerability on it, but I wasn't feeling confident that would be enough, so I sent one of my alts back for an Elder Maul and Ancient Brews, and then I had to run through the whole maze again. But I forgot to bring Attack Potion so I could hit it. So I had to send another alt to get a Soul Flame Horn, and then I had to run through the whole maze one more time. I Elder Maul the Demon 4 times, but in the end it wasn't enough and I ran out of poison dynamite. So I had to re-gear and take all 4 counts back through the maze again. Yay! This time I make it to the demon with 8 poison dynamite, and I also have Arclight with me. And there we go, Venom and he goes down. And now we get to enjoy this amazing cutscene that I accidentally click out of by mistake. So we get to start it again. Look at these amazing state-of-the-art graphics. The technology is truly incredible. Sit, rat. I run over to Elvarg and enter into the arena, finishing off the quest. Or at least that's what I thought, because when I teleed away, I forgot to unlock the shortcut, so I had to run all the way back there and repair the boat, and they make you watch the cutscene again. Since I started Dragon Slayer, I can finally do a combat achievement I've been putting off forever. Time to head over to King Black Dragon.
No level 3 can defeat me.
Maybe not on my own, but I have my anti-dragon shield and potion! Yeah, there's a combat achievement for using 2 items that make the fight easier, but I'm not going to complain. There's some level of restriction to it because you can't use these items until you've started the quest. At least that was true until not even a week ago, when Jagex updated LMS and changed how the items work. Since I can use these items now, it'll make it easier to knock off a few achievement diary steps. I've already completed all the diaries that a skiller can do, but there are still plenty of steps left for me. I believe Jagex may one day make the achievement diaries point-based like the combat achievements, and I want to be ready. And since we killed KBD, let's do the Wilderness Achievement Diary tasks. In the easy tier we have Pray at the Chaos Altar, kill a mammoth, kill an earth warrior, collect 5 red spider eggs, mine some iron ore, and equip any team cape. In the medium tier, we need to mine some mithril ore, kill a green dragon, kill an Anku, kill a Bloodfeld in the Wilderness God Wars dungeon, talk to the emblem trader in Edgeville about emblems, open the muddy chest in the lava maze. For the hard tier, there is catch a black salamander, smith an adamant scimitar in the resource area, kill a lava dragon, take the agility shortcut from Trollheim into the wilderness, kill a spiritual warrior in the Wilderness God Wars dungeon, and fish some raw lava eel in the wilderness. And lastly, the elite tier has fish and cook a dark crab in the resource area, smith a rune scimitar from scratch in the resource area, and cut and burn some magic logs in the resource area. I skipped over killing the wildy bosses and demi bosses. I am going to do them, but I've got a very good reason for delaying them, which you'll see down the line. If we're going to be in the wilderness, we're going to need a team cape so that everyone in the clan knows not to attack me. It actually is possible to PK on a level 3. Like this, for example. Watch me sit this absolute rat down. And since we're level 3, it's only suited to get Team Cape 3. Fun fact, despite having combat stats, the Team Capes can be brought to Intrana, as can the Ice Gloves. This will be relevant in the future. Now that we have our cape, we can safely enter the wilderness, which is actually going to be more complicated than it sounds, because I'm going to try a task that should be impossible. Taking the agility shortcut from Trollheim into the wilderness requires Death Plateau, which I can't do because it gives attack XP. But because I have the medium combat achievement hilt, I can teleport outside of God Wars and sneak past these trolls. And then there we go, I've made it into the wilderness, and nearly forgot to actually wear the cape. Another task that should be impossible is fish some raw lava eel, which requires an oily fishing rod. To make an oily fishing rod, you need blemish oil, which is a quest item from Hero's Quest, another quest I can't do. We can make it, but we're going to need a sample bottle and a snail. The sample bottle can be bought from the Wandering Merchant by the Fishing Guild, but the snails can only be obtained in Mauritania, so we grab our ice gloves and come over here. I haven't figured out why this works, but apparently if you like and subscribe, you can just click through the agility obstacle. Then we tell you to the GE and buy it, they're super cheap. Hopefully this method doesn't get patched before the video comes out. Now we get to put our shield to use by killing a lava dragon while being completely protected. In my opinion, killing a lava dragon is the best way to get lava dragon bones, other than buying them on the GE. This will be beneficial for master clues. We also get the opportunity to kill a green dragon. Hooray, I didn't die this time. And then we get to continue our spree by killing a mammoth, an earth warrior, a bloodfeld, an Anku, and a spiritual warrior. But let's get into the real sneaky stuff, the underground strats that no one knows about. You know how in the Karamja diary you can pick up and drop the same seaweed multiple times? Well, guess what I'm going to do with these red spider eggs. And if that doesn't seem cool enough for you, you can do the same thing with the palm leaf you get from Trouble Tortugans if you stand on this tile right here. This lets Skiller do this Karamja diary step without having Legends quest started. Next up, I have to pray at the Chaos Altar. This is a PK hotspot, and many people might be scared to be here, but not me though, because I have my Team Cape 3. Fun fact, for the task to smith a rune scimitar from scratch in the resource area, you don't have to actually kill the rune golem yourself. You can do it on another account, and then just do the mining on the Skiller. Not such an elite task after all. And while we're here, we're also going to fish and cook some dark crab, and then cut and burn some magic logs. Oh, and the adamant scimitar as well. I didn't forget that one and have to run all the way back here. And that's pretty much what there is for the Wilderness Diary tasks. I just need to finish off mining an iron ore, a mithril ore, catch a black salamander, open the muddy chest, and then talk to the emblem trader in Edgeville. But I didn't feel done, and more importantly, the Sea Engineer sound effect that I queued up for once I finished all the wilderness tasks didn't play, so I knew I still had more left. So I ran through the wilderness seeing if any inspiration would hit me. And it did, literally. These Ents are in multi. I always thought they were in single way. This led me down a rabbit hole. I had initially skipped over the idea of harvesting new logs from an Ent because JCW Slayer sheet said it was not possible to do as a task, which makes sense. They die in a weird way, they're immune to venom and poison, and their max hit is the same as my max HP. But just because they're not possible doesn't mean I can't do it. Here's the plan. I'm gonna de-aggro the Ents and then poison dynamite them. Then before it can hit me, I swoop in on another account that has a Cursed Goblin Hammer, Recoils, and Venge. And then I'm gonna bring in my Venge other alts, because if we're gonna do the impossible, we're gonna do it in style. It takes 10 minutes to de-aggro the Ents, so I'm just gonna divide myself into two and wait for that while we segue into the next part. Hi, I don't know how to segue, but there's one other task I wrote off as being impossible to do, smithing a gold helmet in the resource area. This requires you to progress through the quest Between a Rock, which requires 30 defense, so I thought it was impossible. That was before I found this bottle of super duper defense potion, and I was able to boost my defense that high. And normally that wouldn't matter because you can't boost to wear equipment, but it seems as if the golden helmet is the exception. To be clear, there is no way this should be possible, but RuneScape is just that janky of a game, and this time it's going to work in our favor. Certain NPCs where they put an item directly in your inventory don't need true damage to kill them. You can just recoil them the whole way. And this apparently does not apply in this situation. So I actually suspect it probably does work, but I spent 20 minutes looking for an alt that could do this quest and I had none. So if anyone wants to know if a level 3 can do this step in a quest we can't complete slightly easier, someone else will have to test it. Sorry. You can make a golden cannonball in this quest, and you can never get another one afterwards, but I want to keep it, so I'm dying to Aspori with it, and hoping that'll let me keep it afterwards. I thought this might work because this is how a lot of skillers will keep untrimmed skill capes. If this doesn't work, I'll try putting it in a Cox chest, which is how hardcore skillers can keep their capes. And we managed to make the helmet, which is really exciting. I really thought we wouldn't be able to do this one. And more importantly, we get to keep our golden cannonball safely next to our other golden items. Jagex has announced they're no longer getting rid of the collection log slots from LMS, but now you need to get a win to get any of the tradable items. And of course, I win LMS all the time, but I've heard some people theorize this will cause an increase in Terminator bots, so I might want to get in some points now before then. Nope, this footage is too embarrassing to show, let's just quickly move on. I hit 93 Slayer, which means I get one free Thermy kill, and killing Thermy is cool and all, but I want to try something interesting. Thermy has 3 combat achievements, 20 KC, killing with no one getting hit, and killing with only special attacks, and I'm going to try to get those last 2 on 1 KC. For a special attack weapon, I need to unlock Darklight, which I've been putting off doing for ages because I have to massively risk my account getting it. Because when I get Darklight, I also finish the quest Shadow of the Storm, which gives 10k range XP. There's a way to temporarily skip the XP, but if I ever manually unequip the sword, then it's instantly 27 range. So why am I risking my account? Because practically no level 3 has the stats to do these combat achievements, and I couldn't find any who had done them, meaning I could be the first, and also it's going to get me a new music track. So I bonded up an alt and went through the entire quest, and then when I finally finished recoiling the quest boss, I died, which unequipped the weapons. So I never got to practice the skip, but I really don't want to bond up another account, so let's just go ahead with it. Will this be a mistake? I sure hope not. This is my very evil outfit. I look absolutely terrifying, and this ghost needs to leave me alone because I'm trying to have a moment here. Okay, here we go. I am incredibly nervous right now. It's time for the fight. Apparently the first time I did the setup wrong. This time is much easier, but also terrifying because I could completely ruin my account with the press of a button. And we've done it. And we've made it through the skip. I just really want to get this sword off me as quickly as possible, so let's go kill Thermy, okay? I need to kill him using only special attacks, and no one is allowed to be hit by an attack. Here's the plan. First, I kill Thermy on an alt account to make sure it hasn't damaged anyone already. Then I drop a clue scroll on the ground, which will stay there for an hour. Then I attack Thermy with a Cursed Goblin Hammer, click this clue scroll, and open up my combat achievements, red Xing it and making it unable to move. Thermy has a 2-tick attack speed, so this needs to be tick perfect. I did a bunch of testing on Thermy in preparation, and found that every method of damaging it will null one or both of the combat achievements I'm going for, or still kill credit except for one, Retribution. So I run an account over to Thermy while it guzzles Araxite Venom Sacs, goes besides Thermy's True Tile, and dies with Retribution up. This account has to do this over and over again. This is why we needed to red X Thermy, because if it's wandering around, it becomes a lot harder to hit the True Tile. Once Thermy is about to die, I use a Soul Flame Horn on yet another account, and then finally I get to use the Darklight special attack while instantly teleporting away, and then finish off the rest of the kill with Retribution. I have to hit at least a 1 with Darklight, which means I'm going to be using a little bit of combat XP on this, but I think it's worth it to pull off 2 really unique combat achievements. And just when I'm at the stage and I have the sword in my hand, I realize that not only do I need 93 Slayer on Razmataz, but the Red X account and the Retribution account also need 93 Slayer and a Smoke Devil task, and I only have one other account with high enough Slayer. So then I'm calling up a bunch of friends and asking them, hey, do you want to do me a favor? It'll be incredibly tedious and you'll waste a lot of Slayer points. Well, shockingly, someone said yes. And everything goes forward as planned. I get the red X on my first attempt. The retributioning is slow with only one account, which is a little scary because someone can come in and crash us at any time, which I really don't want to happen when I'm going to be using combat XP on this, but everything was fine up until the moment it's time for me to use the Darklight spec. Yep, I forgot to hit the spec button, meaning I did a normal attack, wasted combat XP, and now we had to do the whole process over again. But we went through it again, I nailed the special attack, and I tally away fine. Now we just have to finish off retributioning the kill, but this guy comes up and starts peeking over the wall wondering what we're doing, and I've already used up the combat XP, which means that getting crashed now would be incredibly bad. And then on top of that, I try to switch my OBS to get the perspective of another account so I'm not just standing in my house, and it causes those two accounts to crash. So now I can't see what's going on, the room is empty, and my friend has to run back and die quickly before the guy standing outside decides to take the room, which I can't even blame him for because now it's empty. But after a brief moment, I get my combat achievements. Now this whole time I've been dying to get rid of Darklight, but know that since I'm never going to want to equip this thing again, there's one more achievement I want to get out of the way, and that's
Chitin
Penetrator, killing the Calphite Queen while its last had its defense lowered by you. So I call up my buddy Scurious and ask him to lend a hand, so he lures the Calphite Queen into place, and then I run down and I'm casting Venge Other over and over again on my only account that doesn't need a new rope every time I go down the Calphite hole. And this takes forever because she's hitting me like 3s and 4s. I think Scurious probably lowered her attack as a prank, but after we've lowered her health almost all the way, I log back in, he Soul Flame Horns me, and this time I actually remember to use the spec, and there we go, another combat achievement. And as a thank you to Scurious, I let him PK me, which kills me and lets me get rid of Darklight, and after an entire day, I finally get to breathe a sigh of relief. And now, after all of that, I have a party to plan. I'm approaching the end of one of my biggest grinds I've ever done in this game, taking hundreds of hours, but it's all about to pay off. In the next episode, I'll hit 99 Slayer, and I'll be able to take on new challenges that almost no level 3 has before. I have spent months preparing for this moment, and soon it's all gonna pay off. I'll see you in the next episode. Wait a minute, did I forget I was de-aggroing Ents?